Blake Griffin. Conley for three. And he gets the bucket. Conley's got 5.
They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
Paul for 3. Allen with the rebound.
And Coach Doc Rivers wears multiple hats for this organization. Not only is he the head coach, but also in charge of all basketball operations, really the leader in a lot of ways for this team.
Looking at Memphis, they want to turn it around after the loss to the Jazz in Utah.
Guys, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure it out, though. If you're going to shoot in the low 30s, you're going to end up losing a lot of games.
Well, exactly. I mean, you just can't win if you don't shoot a better percentage than that. It's not going to happen.
And for all of the improvements he's made to his game, one wonders why Blake Griffin isn't a better shot blocker. I mean, he clearly has the motor and the athleticism, but for some reason over his first 5 seasons, he's averaged only a half a block per game.
And regarding Griffin's low block shot number, for some guys, they simply lack a certain feel, Clark, for blocking shots.
Yeah, you know, there's something about the aptitude for shot blocking that sometimes is understated. Just because you're a high flyer in the front court doesn't mean you're going to block a lot of shots.
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. Pierce is checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Johnson comes in for Lance Stevenson. And it's Crawford in for J.J. Redick. Scooped up. Here's Green, and there's a nice one-handed slam.
And the second chance becomes a dunk we could feel over here.
GA, such a good, aggressive play in the paint.
Guys, it's all about persistence on the offensive glass. You just can't ever give up on a play.
And that one's good. There's a minute 40 left to play here in the first. Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Hey, Kevin, I caught up with Coach Doc Rivers. He told me that he's looking forward to this matchup, their first look at this team so far this season. He said they'll look to play up defensively. As usual, their length and shot blocking a great deterrent inside. Kevin?
Terrific, Doris. Thanks, guys. What's your take on that?
You know, I think it's probably the way to go. The defensive approach suits their style and their personnel. So I think you go with it.
Yeah, and you stay true to your identity, and theirs is clearly at the defensive end.
Here's Udrich following the basket by Chris Paul. Carter outside. Just 5 to shoot. The baseline J. And he overshot that one, missing. Los Angeles has gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Crawford kicks to Pierce. And the go-ahead bucket, no good.
Well, that defense went from poor to no defense at all.
And when he's open like that, you don't see him miss those looks very often.
Now here's Barnes. 11 points for him in that last game against Utah. Pass to Udrich. Trying to find Green. He's got it now. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down. Green's got his second bucket of the game to go.
The shooting percentage is really solid so far, fellas. Good start to this game for him.
Johnson goes in. Misses the layup.
I'm a fan of anybody who defends that way. I mean, they weren't about to open the door and just allow him to cruise in for a layup.
And so, lots of scoring in that competitive first quarter. Memphis out in front. They lead by 3. We'll be back shortly live from Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles. And you talk to Chris Paul, and it's clear he was born to play the point guard position.
Fortunately, I've always been vertically challenged, so I've never had to play power forward or center on anybody's team. I've been passing and getting into the lane, dishing the ball off to a teammate, helping people score my entire career.
Vertically challenged, that's classic coming from Chris Paul, but you know, seriously, Greg, he's taken that challenge and made the most of what he's got. A terrific play.
Really, and you know what? He's actually turn that challenge on his head when he goes right at much bigger players and uses their size against them.
Well, it's been a tight one so far as we get the second quarter going back here. And for Memphis, guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
You can tell the point of emphasis has been to get to the offensive glass.
Yep, and they've set the tone here early with the hustle they've come out with.
Crawford out there with J.J. Redick. Then it's Smith. Then it's Lance Stevenson. And it's Jordan in at the 5. That's who's out there for the Clippers. Some solid numbers once again for Zach Randolph with Memphis last year. He just keeps plugging away, grinding out, no pun intended, chugging along and producing.
Yeah, 16 points, about 10.5 rebounds for Zebo. I mean, he's a classic power forward and always gives you the numbers, even though he still plays under the rim.
Now, here's Stevenson. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him.
That was simply a defensive breakdown there, Kevin. He was all alone for that shot. It was a warm-up jumper.
Here's Lee. Picked by Randolph. And the pass to Gasol. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Boy, he made a nice little bounce pass there. We call that the pocket pass, and he did it well.
Clippers trail by 4. Crawford outside. Jordan the screen. Pulls up on the wing. Crawford, no luck.
Awesome defense. I mean, he'll hit those unless you're right in his grill.
Picked by Randolph. Conley kicks to Randolph. The 11-footer tried to bank it in, but he misses. And here's Los Angeles. Feeds it to Jordan. Clippers moving the ball around. Great open look there. Redick's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
Of all the guys you want to leave open out on the perimeter, he is the absolute last guy on the list. Attention to detail. Know your personnel.
So timeout called here, the first for Memphis.
And, you know, J.J. Redick has shown steady improvement in his game. He entered the league as a spot shooter off the bench. Last season, averaged over 30 minutes a game for the Clippers. He's come a long way.
The Grizzlies making a switch here. Allen's checked in. Randolph. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. And Redick has improved every phase of his game over every year, especially in the area of efficiency. Shooting over 47% from the field last year. And Greg, that by far the highest in his career.
Yeah, and his mid-range jumper last year, just automatic. The turnovers per minute averaged also ridiculously low. Even improved as a defender.
And Randolph drops them both. And to nobody's surprise, Zach Randolph enjoyed an outstanding season, Clark, in 14-15.
And, you know, ironically, by taking more of a backseat to front court make Marc Gasol, Randolph played better, the best rebound rate of his career.
And Courtney Lee gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. We're now about 2 minutes into the second quarter. Crawford, no luck.
And for the Grizzlies, they had to be encouraged by Randolph's play after signing him to that extension. I mean, he'd been set back by the knee injury, but he came back in a big way.
There's Allen. That's good on the assist by Conley. Allen's got the lead up to 5 now for the Grizzlies. The Clippers have gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. To the inside, here's Redick. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Redick's got 5 points now in the quarter.
And Randolph happy to be back in Memphis. He said, this is home. This is where I belong. And look, he's helped establish this team as a power in the Western Conference. And for me, this is the right place for him to be.
Smith with the defensive effort.
And it's just one of those days, guys. He has just struggled to shoot the basketball.
Crawford against Lee. The 15-footer. And he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim. Now just a 1-point Grizzly lead. And for Memphis, they're shooting with confidence, 50% from the field so far. Courtney Lee is on the wing. Back to Conley. The feed to Randolph. Randolph missing again. LA's gotten both of their three-point attempts to go down here in the second quarter. His first shot coming late. Smith. That ball. Nice feed that time from Stevenson. And the Clippers lead by 1.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
That's good.
What a job he's doing here. I mean, his second quarter has been even better than his first, and that was pretty good.
Crawford outside. Puts it up. The shot is off, and the Grizzlies going the other way now. And this is the first season matchup for them against this Clippers team.
And we saw how competitive and entertaining the season series was between these two terrific teams last year.
Exactly. They split the series, Greg. Two elite teams and conference foes renewing that rivalry tonight.
Clark, looking around the league, there's no team that teams want to play less than the Memphis Grizzlies. They just wear you down.
Well, they play a physical brand of basketball. They play hard. Everybody's on the same page. And even if you beat the Grizzlies, they take a lot out of you in terms of how they try to wear you down.
Big group substitution here for the Clippers. Cole Aldrich, he's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Griffin comes in for Smith. Paul Pierce is checked in for Lance Stevenson. And it's Paul in for J.J. Redick. So Memphis going with almost an entire new group here. Brandon Wright's checked in for Randolph. Barnes comes in for Allen. Carter, he's checked in for Lee. And it's Udrich in for Mike Conley. Here's Udrich. Following the score by Jamal Crawford. Gasol attacking. Goes up high for the two-handed dunk.
And that's how it's done. I mean, find that hole in the D and then go hard to the rack.
Maybe that hole was a little bigger than it should have been.
Well, it was. I mean, a tight game like this one, you'd think they'd have a little more energy at the defensive end than that.
Paul can't get it to go. And the Grizzlies leading by 4. Here's Udrich. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. Now we know that Marcus Gasol was one of the most sought-after free agents this past summer. Clark, all along, most figured he'd be back in Memphis.
Yep, a winning team, max dollars. And don't forget now, he went to high school in Memphis while his brother Powell played there. He's where he belongs.
Green, he's checked in for the Grizzlies. And so Marcus Gasol nails both of them.
Marcus Gasol, a first-time All-Star starter last season. He and his brother Powell both starting in that game. The first time that's ever happened in league history, and having both those guys go head-to-head.
The shot's good from Aldrich.
8 of the last 10 points at that end of the court have been scored on very high percentage shots in the paint. And
really, there is no resistance defensively right now. It is just far too easy.
Here's Udrich. He kicks to Green. Gasol setting the pick for Green. The dish to Gasol. And it's good from the elbow. Gasol's got 8 points.
He's really starting to ramp it up now, getting involved in the offense here after being held without a point in the first.
It's tipped. Paul passes to Crawford. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Paul's got his 3rd assist on the night.
Great quarter for him at the offensive end, trying to will his team back in the game.
Good-looking screen by Gasol. Udrich dishes to Gasol. Again, Memphis.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
Oh, excellent interior D to force the miss.
His defensive ability is a big factor. I mean, there's no denying that.
And so it's a close game as we wrap up the first half of basketball. Grizzlies lead by 5. And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Hi, Kevin. Well, Doc, as we get into the second half, what do you expect to see from this offense you're facing tonight?
Well, they're moving the ball. They're just playing to the hot hand, and we got to expect that. So let's not let anyone get hot. That would be nice.
Coach, thank you so much. Over to you guys.
Thank you, Doris, and we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.